Hello everyone, my name is Pemathilaka and my student index number is MAN23B117. Today I am going to walk you through the process of creating a simple command line interface application using C++ in Visual Studio as a part of my object-oriented programming assignment number 1 for the University of Vocational Technology. The goal of this video is explain the coding process from initializing Visual Studio for executing our program. I will be explaining basic structure of a C++ program, different data types, input-output operations, variable usage, and a simple mathematical formula. First, let's look how to open Visual Studio and set up a new project. Search this search bar Visual Studio and open the Visual Studio. Then you can create a new project. After, search for this C++ and click next and change the name of your project. I change the name of perimeter calculator and create the project. Our empty project is now created. The next step is to add a source file where we'll write our code to C++. I'll right click a source file and add new item and I click add. Now we have our C++ window. Every C++ program starts with a basic structure. I will begin by including the IOStream library, which is essential for input and output operations. We also use using namespace std semicolon to simplify our code. Let's write this code. For our program, we'll be use the float data type. Float is used to store decimal numbers with single precision, typically allowing for about 6 to 7 decimal places. This is perfect for calculations involving fractions or precise measurements, like the perimeter of a square, which they might have decimal values. In our program, I will declare float perimeter length of one side to store our decimal values. Let's write our code. For the code, input and output operations are crucial for interacting with the user. We will be using count and send for this. Count is used to display prompts and messages to the user on the console. Send is used to take input from the user in our program. I'll write the code in this. In this program, variables are essentially containers for storing data. In our code, we declare them by specifying their data type followed by their name. For example, float, perimeter, length of one side. We also initialize variables, which means giving them an initial value, while length of one side will be initialized by user input. Perimeter will be initialized after calculation. Using a appropriate variable names makes our code much more reliable for understandable. For our system, which calculates the perimeter of a square, the mathematical formula is quite be simple. Perimeter equal 4 by length of one side. This formula takes the user provided length of one side and multiplies it by 4 to get the total perimeter. Let's type this code. Let's we complete the code for use another variables. Cow in the bracket, the length. Finally, let's run and debug our program to see the output. I'll click local Windows debugger. As you can see, the program prompts me insert the length of one side. I'll insert the length of one side is 6 and enter. Then you can see the length of one side is 6 and the perimeter is 24. This confirms our program as working expected. That concludes my explanation of creating a simple CLI-based system to calculate the perimeter of a square. I hope this video clearly demonstrated the steps involved from the Visual Studio setup to understand basic C++ concepts. Thank you for watching my video.